Hi, I'd like to share with everyone a story about a very special person in my life who we consider to be our hero. This is my 3-year-old Enrique. He's had a pretty rough life so far, and I would like to share with you guys his journey. Enrique was born prematurely during the COVID-19 pandemic. He was immediately placed in the NICU for observations. Unfortunately, over the next few days, he began to decompensate, and we found out that there were some major defects that the hospital had missed. At only 4 days old, Enrique's life was about to change. We found out that he had a rare heart condition and needed to be sent to a children's hospital for further assessment. Soon after we arrived at the children's hospital, we found out that the heart condition had unfortunately caused some irreversible damage to his kidney. We were then informed that Enrique was in stage 5 kidney failure, or CKD, chronic kidney disease. Unfortunately for Enrique, his kidneys never regained function, and by day 7, Enrique was on peritoneal dialysis. He had a PD catheter placed in his abdomen, and then we continued to spend 294 days in the hospital, battling to be stable enough to come home for the very first time. During this long stay, we learned the ins and outs of dialysis, watching how painful it could be for him from day to day, as well as experiencing many complications throughout this time. Enrique also ended up diagnosed with many other diagnoses and problems that he would have to experience for the rest of his life. At only 3 months old, my sweet boy had already had 4 major surgeries with more to come. He continued to fight as hard as he could to enjoy life and be able to go home and have at least a normal life, or as close to one as he could get. I think this is a good time to pause on all the heavy stuff and all the strange diagnoses and medical terms that most of you probably don't know and don't understand, and explain some of the other beautiful things about my sweet boy. Enrique is the youngest of 4 siblings. He has 2 older brothers, one of which who is about to be 15, the other recently 11, and 1 older sister who just turned 9. During his hospitalization, they waited patiently every day to meet him for the very first time. Although having Zoom calls and FaceTimes, they had never actually met him in person and could not wait to see him for the very first time. Unfortunately, because of the complications of peritoneal dialysis and him being unstable at most times, their very first meeting was at the hospital in front of the doors, but it was still love at first sight. Since Enrique's been home, he has gotten some medical devices to help him enjoy his care of life, one of them being his wheelchair, which he loves to no end. They help him interact with his siblings and do normal activities, as you can see in these videos here. He's gotten to enjoy playing with his siblings and have holidays at home, including things like Thanksgiving and Christmas. He loves to help decorate. He's seen his very first Super Bowl. He's done all kinds of things as a normal child would with his family, and he loves every one of them. The PD dialysis helps us keep Enrique home and healthy and stable, and help us enjoy the things that he loves to do, as well as have our family whole and together. And we hope to continue to keep him healthy enough to have more encounters together, but we never know how long that will last. I do dialysis every single night at home for him, and have been ever since he's come home from the hospital. And while most days go well, we do have really rough days, and it gets harder and harder on us as well as on him. But we help him through it, even on the worst, most painful days. And that is what I'm hoping to share with everyone with this video, is to bring awareness and help people see what it's like to be living in chronic kidney failure. Enrique needs a kidney donor, and we're hoping to find one through this video. Unfortunately, we recently found out that his father and I could not donate our own kidneys to him. And although this is a scary part of his journey, we hope that it is not the end. Most people don't even think about donating organs, but I hope that this video encourages people to at least think about it and at least answer some questions for them. So I'd like to explain a little bit about the 2 different types of donating that can be done, through a living donor and a deceased donor. The most common type of donor is a deceased donor, where someone is in an accident or something unfortunate happens and they are no longer alive but can provide their organ to somebody else. And these organs, although are most common, do not give us the time that we hope to achieve with Enrique. Most deceased donor organs can last up to a maximum of 10 years of life. Because of the damage sustained to the organs and them being in a deceased body, they do tend to deteriorate quicker, as well as the possibility of having it rejected from the person it was donated to. It happens quicker and can happen more commonly. The next type of donation is living donor, which is what we hope to provide and find for Enrique. When a living person decides that they want to donate their healthy organ to somebody else, this gives the best outcome. Living donor organs can last up to at least 20 years, giving them the best outcome for longevity, and it minimizes the chances of rejection due to them being in healthy condition and it being able to be in controlled environment as well as planned surgery. So once you decide if you even want to be a living donor, is usually to go through the pre-screening questionnaire. It helps determine if you are even healthy enough to consider donating. It is completely anonymous, so even if you fill it out and don't decide that's what you want to do, but you're just simply thinking about it, the hospital is the only person who knows. They usually send you some follow-up email letting you know if you are a candidate, and then there's questions from there that you can decide to go forward with in your own time. Luckily for us, Enrique's hospital will pay for everything. They will pay for the testing, blood work, and so on that needs to be done to determine if someone is a good match for him, as well as they do more extensive in-person questioning, therapy to make sure that everyone really understands how much goes into donating a kidney. Although our main focus is to find a good kidney for Enrique, we never want that to come at the risk of the health of the person who's donating. So there is lots of testing to make sure that they're eligible and will be able to sustain a quality of life after donating an organ. The hospital pays for all of this up until the moment that they discharge from the hospital post-transplant. Most people wonder, what if I am not a match for the person that I'm hoping to donate to directly? Well, that's okay, because what can happen is a domino transplant, where you donate your organ to somebody who is a match, and someone they might know is a match for our recipient, and then they swap organs. It helps both people, and each person gets a kidney, and both lives can be saved. Our biggest hope for this video is that someone who's watching merely just thinks about donating a kidney, has a conversation with a friend or loved one, or even just shares this video to help bring awareness to the ever-growing need of kidneys and organ donation. At the bottom of this video, I have put Enrique's pre-screener survey for his direct hospital. I hope that someone fills it out, at least to just see if they're eligible. Obviously, we hope that we do find a match, as he will become eligible for kidney transplant within the next 30 days, which means he will physically be ready to have the transplant surgery. I also trust that anyone who has made it this far in this video will take special care with this information. Above is my son's full biological name and date of birth, as well as an email where you can contact us if you have further questions or would like more information, or simply just to let us know that you watched this video. If someone is thinking about doing the survey at the end of this video, the information for a direct donation will be needed, so please take care with my son's information. We are trusting that people will have a good heart and not use this information to harm him. I do want to thank everybody who's watched this video, even if you do not complete the survey. Taking a moment out of your day to learn about my son and his condition means the world to me. He's a 1 in a million. Other children need organs as well. And even if he doesn't receive one, I do hope that this video helps someone else get their organs that they need to have a healthy and happy life. As we continue our search for Enrique to find a good, healthy kidney, I thank you. I thank every single person who has taken the time out of their day to learn about my beautiful baby boy.